Before we start the video, I would like to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land with our country. The Aboriginal has kept this land safe and will learn from their culture. I acknowledge the children that has followed the elders and the elders who has led their children. The land I live, learn, and play on should be remembered as our land. Hello, welcome to the first episode of Code Adventures. I'm TyKo and I really like coding. That's why I'm doing this series, to share knowledge with you guys. I play a lot of games too. Of course, you can check out the TyKo channel after this episode of Code Adventures. We'll start the series with our first question. What is coding? In order to start coding, we must learn about this term. Coding is giving instructions to a computer. When I mean computers, I don't just mean computers. I also mean robots and inventions. Inventions don't necessarily require code though. Just remember, when I say computers, I don't just mean computers. Just quick clarifications. Coding is important in the tech world because without it, you would be outside. Literally everything is made digitally. It requires coding. For example, Google, YouTube, Minecraft, and Canva. All of this creates the modern age of humanity. Now, why can't we just get computers to understand languages we already know instead of making it complicated stuff that we can't even understand? Two reasons. Number one, it's already hard enough to get the computers to understand all the different and similar definitions all of the words. Also remember, there's different languages in the world. Number two, even if we could get through number one, the main challenge is trying to get the computers to understand what we type. Because that will be very hard to do. Of course, there is ChatGPT, but it requires code itself to understand, and some training. So it's just easier to write the code. Also, bonus, we can actually understand the code. We just need to learn the coding languages, and it's not that hard though. Depending on what coding languages you're using to use. Don't worry, we'll learn about coding languages in around 10 to 15 seconds. Since computers can't understand our way of speaking, we have to make their own way of communicating. And since we're the ones creating the language, we don't know how to understand the code. This leads up to coding languages. There are around 700 coding languages in the world. There are two types of coding languages. First one is line coding, where you have to type in the commands like Python in a JavaScript. The second type is block coding, which is way more easier. Block coding is where you have to place blocks on another. Way more easier than typing it. At scratch. Unfortunately, we don't get to choose block coding to create our websites. We're forced to do it the hard way. There are a lot of complicated languages. However, you can just chill for the series because for this episode we won't be doing coding and we'll just stick with the easy Python code for now. If I confused you somehow, I'm sorry. But for those who are, I need to remind you something. Coding is just instructions that a computer follows. Of course, we also needed to learn about coding languages. From now on, I'll say languages instead of coding languages. Just much more simpler. Moving on, languages are also important. They're the one to determine how we write our code. They can be complicated or simple. I think that's all we have to know about coding. I hope you liked this video. Like, subscribe. Bye! Hey guys, just wanted to say this is my first time doing this. And well, yeah, I know I kind of messed up there. And well, yeah, I didn't get really too much practice, but this is pretty much the last episode. So, yeah. Goodbye, guys.